Right, so Tim from Fair Play now on the 28th of June 2024. So here I am at the fair, the Sounds Beautiful Festival, and this is really the second day, Friday. Got here about 24 hours ago, did a bit of filming, but this is the first chance I've had to speak to camera really. So this is one of the fields, just going by the sort of food tents and things. I think that's the pizza one I just showed you there in the background. Very nice pizzas. I had one last night. You got the main stage. Well, you got those gazebo things there. That's where all the cameras and sound stuff is. But there we go. There's the main stage behind that at the moment. So that's all good. And yeah, it's a big old site here. Loads of camping everywhere. I'm actually camping in the crew bit because I'm here as part of the crew, filming and all of that, both my own stuff and stuff for other people as well. So it's really good. Morning. Yeah, we had quite a light day yesterday really. What did we do? We saw a couple of talkers. I helped film those and they were pretty interesting. One of them, I can't remember which it was actually, whether it was the lady or the man, but they were talking about something they called discernment, which I found quite an interesting concept really. Actually, let's just stop here. Hello. Hi. So yeah, that's a camp, one of the main camping fields behind me there. And yeah, discernment. So that was interesting because he was saying one of the things that kind of prompted us to think in a certain way, and the vast majority of other people to think another way, was down to something called discernment. And basically what I understand from that is rather than just blindly following what everybody else is following, just stopping and thinking a little bit, thinking, hang on a minute, does this sound right? It doesn't sound totally right to me. Let's check a few things out, doing that and then coming to certain conclusions. But I haven't really heard it termed as discernment. So tell me what you thought about that. What do you think about that? Would you put it down to a certain level of discernment? Is that a good way of describing it? Quite an interesting one anyway, I thought anyway. Right, so it's a lot later in the day, and I tell you what, I had a bit of a scare earlier on there. Just after I did the footage that's just preceded this, I use these sort of special microphones now, which just clip on like that, and then you've got the receiver bit which goes onto the end of the phone, and it gives some really good sound quality, so hope you're noticing that. But the receiver bit that was on the end of the phone dropped out at one point, and I'd walked miles, well, I say miles, yeah, a lot of hundreds of yards, put it that way, and I noticed the phone was missing the receiver that plugged into the bottom of it at one point. So I thought, oh no, and there's all long grass here, so I thought there's no way I'm going to find it. But I retraced my steps where I thought I'd gone, and I went to the furthest point of my little walk, and then I started retracing my steps back the other way. And while I was doing that, this thing with camping, I think I've got a spider or something crawling, or an ant crawling around my ear there. Yeah, I stopped, just got chatting to this lady, really nice lady, who watches some of my videos, and talked to her for about 5 minutes, and I was talking about this receiver thing that I'd lost, and she was sort of sympathising and that, and then yeah, we went our separate ways, and literally I'd gone about 5 feet looked down, and there it was, this receiver thing just sitting there. And I thought, blimey, you know. And I turned back to the lady and said, look, I found it, and that was you, that was. And I think she was my good luck charm. So that probably saved me 150 quid to replace the unit, something like that. Because when you buy these things separately, they cost a lot more. When I kind of finished that, I walked back to this fire pit, and there was this girl there sitting reading a book, and she was saying that it was about manifestation. And I thought, well, that's appropriate, because I've just manifested this thing I've just lost, this bit of tech kit that I've got for my filming, and manifested it back into my life. So that's quite incredible. And then I come across see this girl, you know, and she's reading this book about manifestation. So what are the odds, eh? And anyway, then went and saw and filmed a lot of really good talks. I'll tell you probably after I get back from this trip where you can find this, because I'm just helping out, as I think I've said before, this kind of production company, just manning some of their cameras. So all the talks will appear on their site, but I'll be doing snippets and bits and pieces along the way. And I got a really good talk by Richard Vobes and Matt Letitia. They were just sitting down having a chit chat to a packed house. That was really, really good. Oh, by the way, Richard Vobes, just in case you're wondering what's happened to him, why he hasn't put out a video in the last day or two, he's actually got a strike with a 3-month ban, so he's not going to be around on his normal channel. He has got a backup channel apparently, and when I find out from him what it's called, I'll relay it to you. So any Richard Vobes fans, yeah, that's what's happened, and that's what will be occurring. Anyway, I saw these amazing talks, various other people talking, really, really interesting stuff. But one thing that really resonated, and I think it can be a bit of a lesson to us actually in the freedom movement, and because one of the problems we've got in the freedom movement is we're quite disorganized, to be fair, and as soon as one person falls out with another person, they just don't want to have anything to do with that person ever again. And you know, we've seen this loads here, there and everywhere. And this lady who was speaking early afternoon, I think it was actually singing the praises of the Davos lot. Bear with me, there is a point to this, and it is actually a valuable lesson we can learn. But the strength that the powers that shouldn't be, the Davos crowd or whatever you want to call them, have got over us is how organised they are, how willing they are to work with each other, even if one person hates another person's guts, because there's plenty of that. There's plenty of people within the powers that shouldn't be who hate each other's guts, but unlike us, they're willing to put those differences aside, go to their meetings in Davos with the intention of making absolutely certain that what they want as a collective whole gets decided upon and gets implemented. And that is a real strength, and it doesn't matter how much they hate each other. That is a strength, a real strength that they've got. And this lady was saying it's something we really need to do as well. We need to bury our differences, get together with a common purpose, a singular goal of what we want, because the powers that shouldn't be, they're laughing at us and all our kind of arguments and things that we have within the movement, and they're just sort of thinking, you you know, what a bunch of muppets. They can't sort of get themselves organised. They're always fighting within each other's sort of ranks, sort of thing, within each other's sort of groups and with each other. That is why we're so much better than they are. That is what the powers that shouldn't be are thinking, and why they think they have the right to rule over us all and impose their diktats upon us, because they are very, very organised, disciplined, and are willing to work with each other and put personal differences aside until their goals are implemented and achieved. So yeah, that is a lesson that we can learn. I think I agree with this lady. Much as I detest the Davos crowd, the powers that shouldn't be, that is a key strength of theirs, and it's one I think we would do well to learn ourselves and to do ourselves. So anyway, still buzzing after a good day, loads of fantastic talks, but I'm pretty knackered with all this filming, so gonna leave it there. Back soon. Tim from Fair Play now, thanks for watching.